I find that there is indeed a hacker in our server. He was using an app to anonymously control his bot network, among other things. I looked at the app he was using and discovered that it was an Original Postron source project. I then downloaded the code for this backdoor, modified it to log everything to a file, and replaced his app with my honeypot version. Over the next 6 months, I collected every scrap of information I could on this guy. I then used that information to take over many of his online accounts, including his main email account. That was the account where he had registered all of his services to, so I was able to issue password reset requests for everything he owned. I gained control of 6 other email accounts, 24 IRC accounts, his Facebook page, his dating profile, numerous websites, and the backup site he used for his cell phone. I have his phone number, his mom's number, and his girlfriend's number. I know his address, his birthday, the schools he went to, even his favorite foods and music. After I took every single online account he had ever had away from him, I sent a nasty email to his ISP in an effort to extort yet more information from them. In that email, I said some very unkind things about the monarch of Indonesia and how I might smear the monarch publicly if I didn't get the information. The hacker disappeared immediately after that. I have looked for him at times over the last 15 years since, and he has not resurfaced. The Indonesian lèse majesté laws regarding insults to the monarchy are not to be trifled with. The prison term for such an offense is 15 years. What was the risk level to yourself by taking these actions? Are you in Indonesia yourself? I violated numerous national and international computer laws, and I have scratched Indonesia off of my travel list. But the only real danger is if I have harmed him, then my past and current posts clearly show where I live. I did in fact use the wrong words to describe the Indonesian law. Indonesia has a president, and there are severe penalties for defaming him. I do know for certain this hacker has not resurfaced yet, though I cannot prove this was the cause. The current Indonesian Criminal Code, to be repealed in January 2nd, 2026, criminalizes defamation of the President and Vice President of Indonesia, inherited directly from similar laws in the Netherlands. This was then inherited by the current Indonesian Criminal Code to commence in January 2nd, 2026, with threats of imprisonment from 18 to 54 months or a fine from 10 million Indonesian rupiah to 200 million Indonesian rupiah. 82. Bad stuff happens to bad Original Postron. You didn't make the consequences he did, you just made sure he couldn't avoid them. I'm glad you Original Postron this guy from harming Original Postron for his whole life. When I watched that Beekeeper film with Jason Statham in recently, I honestly cheered when he burnt the scam call center. So many innocents saved when one man does the right thing. You did the right thing, Original Postron, and all the Original Postron you protected from that guy. Thank you for it.